week's guest is Anthony Merlo, a freshman at Northern Michigan University. Anthony was my first ever guest on the show, and I'm excited to interview him on the transition to college. Welcome to the show, Anthony. All right, so here we have freshman offensive lineman from Northern Michigan University, Anthony Merlo, who, if you've watched his episode before, he was my first guest on this podcast. So yeah, thanks for coming back, man.
Hey, it's a pleasure. I appreciate it.
All right, so first off, how was the transition to college?
It was smooth. Academics have always been a strong point of mine, and that transition was perfect. Football wise, it was pretty good. A little different up there on that line. It's not like high school anymore, but it was a pretty good transition.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So did you end up redshirting this year?
So yeah, I was redshirted this year. Yeah.
All right. So what does that entail for athlete?
So redshirting is basically how it was for me. I was some red shirts they travel. It all depends on how much they can travel, the bus space and everything. So I was one of the scout guys. So I took that role on head on. And redshirting is just basically like a year where you can kind of just adapt. I definitely needed it. I think it helped tremendously this spring, but you just kind of adapt to college ball and all that stuff and get your footing and everything. And so, yeah.
So going into your first year, what were the first couple practices like? Like how big of an adjustment was it from high school football?
You know, conditioning wise, you obviously got to run. So I obviously I knew that. I trained that. I was ready for it. Um, Actually, no, I do take that back. But the swipes for meals and everything, and being a lineman, I was really excited to eat, and I got myself a nice full belly, and I go into that first practice, and it didn't agree with me, and it came out pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
But
that's not a good idea.
yeah, no, but other than that, it was pretty good. Like I said, conditioning. Other than the first day, I settled in pretty nicely, and then going from Fraser High School, which isn't any of the bigger schools, you can say Macomb, Dakota, playing the top top competition, and Michigan. Fraser was kind of on the bottom level. It was adjustment there playing against guys that are my skill level, even better. So, but yeah, it was a good transition.
Mm-hmm. So what exactly from just like the basics of the practice itself, like what was different from the high school practices? Because obviously, like high school practices, you have the different position coaches, or at least we did at Fraser, and a lot of smaller schools, like even smaller than us, don't. So you have that. Is it like the same general idea?
So it's the same general idea. It's go right from the jump. Like if practice starts at 1, you're going at 12:45. Like you're already getting the pre-practice in, which is extra kick steps and all this other stuff, and doing some extra drills. But yeah, it's you're going. It's there's you get like you're talking here and there depending on the days, but I mean, other than that, it's just go, 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 go. There's no stop until that whistle blows at the end of practice.
Mm-hmm. So where exactly do they have the playing?
So I think the last time we talked, I know high school I was a left tackle, and then I moved to right tackle, and now this spring I am in the inside, so I was playing a left guard, center, and right guard, but primarily more left guard this spring.
Mm-hmm. And then how different is that from playing a tackle position?
It's so much easier, so much better. It's so much more suiting to my skills. It was so nice. Tackle, you got to set to a certain spot. Guard, you just kind of keep in front of the guy that's 300 pounds just like you, except you just got to stalemate him, and just keep going.
Yeah.
But it's in my opinion, it was pretty easy to adapt and adjust right away.
Mm-hmm. So, going into the practices, what was different from your expectations than like what ended up actually happening?
So now, me personally, like I was definitely really anxious going into it. So I made sure like I looked up practices. So my expectations were, they were set, and
Hmm.
they filled them pretty accurately. It was there was no easy days. That I can tell you that much. It was all full go, and it was an experience. It was fun.
Yeah. So you mentioned pre-practice stuff. What exactly do you do during pre-practice?
You know, we made the O-line. We had a coaching change, so it differs. We did cone drills, just working our footwork and everything, and short choppy feet, kick sets, feet before hands, all that stuff. And it's all the fun lineman stuff to get your legs nice and loose.
Hmm. And then, what are some of the drills and workouts that you do in college that you think are like most helpful for just technique and everything that you're doing on the line?
So this year definitely we did some shoot stuff. So obviously everybody knows the shoot. It's not everybody's favorite. It wasn't mine in high school, but it's definitely beneficial. Getting low, being that low man definitely always wins. We do a drill now where we have hockey sticks we put up above our head or behind our neck, and it just keeps our chest nice and straight, and making sure your chest is, even with the guy. Like I said, feet before hands is killer, especially because those D linemen always like to go inside. They never learn, but feet before hands. And yeah, definitely a lot of cone work. Setting to a spot, which is really key. You don't want to. The O line coach now, Coach Fantuzzi, he doesn't want us to set to the person. He wants to set to a spot. You got to beat the guy there, and so on and so forth.
Hmm. So, what's the difference? Obviously, like there are different seasons, but from summer camp, like what's the difference going into the season that than there is in spring camp and obviously winter and then during in season stuff?
So So there's two seasons, fall and spring. Uh and then obviously there's the season. So right now we've just wrapped up our spring game day before Easter. I couldn't even tell you when that is, but just wrapped it up then. Then now we're kind of in like the meetings. We'll have we have workouts and everything, but now coming up we'll have, you know, May off, June off, and then July they want us back up here to get some workouts in. And then August starts fall camp, August 8th. And then it's 3 or 4 weeks and then game prep right away. You go straight into the season full go. And then the season's done. Then you get Christmas break that month. And then it's right into conditioning, which is a fun experience to say the least. And then a week off is spring break, and then you're in spring ball, and then you get summer off, and you repeat and repeat. So
Well, so is the spring season? Is there do you do different like things during the practice than you do in preparation for the season?
uh I wouldn't, not necessarily. I think it's pretty much the same. I would say fall camp is more of like a at least it was with the last coaches. It was a like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. thing, while spring ball is like, now this spring ball we did stuff at like 5 in the morning. You get done at like 8, 9, and then you're done for the rest of the day. Maybe some afternoon meetings, but I mean that's really, it's spring ball is not really all day because you got school and everything. Well, fall camp is eat, breathe football all day
Hmm.
long.
Yeah. So how was the adjustment to Marquette? Because obviously I don't know how you are with the weather. I know I kind of hate colds, so that would have been killer to me. But how was your adjustment?
No, so it's actually really funny. My dad was just up for my mom and dad were just both up for the spring game, and he was just talking about the winter. We had a very mild winter. It was not anywhere close to what people expected up here. It was not bad at all. I mean, there was a couple times in those 5 a.m. mornings, there was like a blizzard coming across my face, but I just bite my teeth and go straight to my car, no emotion. So get the morning, get my chocolate milk in after practice, and then go right back out to the cold, and then go right back to my room and call it a day. But other than that, it's not really that bad. I mean, you get days like this where it's sunny and gorgeous, and I mean, I think it's 55, 60, but it feels like 70 or 80 outside. It's perfect.
I
You know,
know it is nice today. So, playbook wise, what was the difference between like the high school and college? Like, is it a lot more difficult or like harder to learn for you?
um, yeah, so I'm gonna go back to the coaching thing again. Fall camp, different coaching, offensive coordinator, kind of went more of, I guess I found it more complicating. I found it more complicating with the last fall camp. But this offense that we changed now to Coach Lindquist, I mean, it's pretty nice. It's very straightforward, and it's very modernized for 2023. So it's everybody, we all understand it. It's perfect. It's
Nice.
it's very easy. I'd like to say that it kind of gives me high school vibes because it's straight like textbook, straight to the point. There's no like crazy numbers or anything like that. It's just like a book. So
Mm. So, going on to talk about the coaching change, how did that affect you, and how did that end up affecting like your teammates and how the practices run and everything?
yeah, so it affected the program pretty rough. So as soon as the coaching change got announced, I feel like all of the people around me just entered the transfer portal. It hit Northern Michigan really, really tough. We went from like a 110 roster to, I think we had a meeting yesterday and we were at 57, 58 guys, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so this spring ball, injuries and everything. We had practices where we had maybe 5 or 6 guys, maybe 7. It was just a straight grind. The roster was very thin. We lost all of our running backs. We had to get depth there, and we had wide receivers that were taking every single rep, every single practice. It was a straight grind. But we everybody put their head down and we got through it. But yeah, the coaching change was definitely rough. Like I said, I love all the new coaches. The O-line coach is from Fraser, so I
Oh,
had that. It's pretty cool. He grew up right across from the apartments from the high school. I know you're from Fraser. I know you
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
the apartment complex, but he went to Macomb, Dakota. So
Mm.
no, he didn't go to the high school, but he knew where I was from, and I knew where he was from. So I had that going for me. It was a pretty nice relationship there, and off the
Oh, that's
start,
cool.
all the other coaches really good guys, and it's a good feel.
Yeah. So, how are the facilities at Northern like just in comparison to some of the other colleges that you like visited in like obviously high school and like how does that differentiate the training and stuff?
Training wise, Northern Michigan, I get the best stadium in Michigan, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. And maybe the whole Midwest, but personal opinion. But you can't be playing in a big dome. It's a great feel. I brought up in the first interview, that home feel at Marquette is just awesome. The whole community is behind you. We brought the kids in for the spring game too. Like I said, that family feel is just great. It's
Oh, I
awesome.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
One
it's
little
it's
kid scored the touchdown on that.
it's a great feel. It's a great feel, but facility wise, they're great. I mean, also living wise, where I live, I mean, it's the best. You're like your own little apartment. You literally can't beat it. You don't even feel like you're a freshman. You feel like you're an upperclassman, and it's great. I mean, I can't complain. There's nothing bad here. I love it.
It's awesome. So how does the like apartment stuff and like how did that work moving in? Like do football players have their own little area like close to like the stadium or how does that work?
No, so we're with the rest of the student body and everything. The only, I guess you could say, the big difference is registration. We got early, picked everything and all that stuff, and then move in and everything. We moved in before everybody else, but that's also because fall camp's going and everything, so it's a little different. But yeah,
Mhm.
we moved in before everybody else, so we don't got to deal with that crazy parents, all crazy stuff. I remember sitting back with my roommate, looking out the window and just laughing. It was so funny just seeing all the people running around like ants, just
Yeah.
we're just sitting in a room like, this is great. This is just great.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
So, what do you do to spend your free time? Because obviously, football like, it's a time-consuming thing, especially in college. But obviously, you're gonna have it, especially in the off season. So, what do you guys do up there?
No, I obviously I like eating, so I like to go out a good amount. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. There's so many nice local spots around here. Um, other than that, I like to spend, I like video games like everybody else, I feel like. So I just do my fair share of video games and play with my friends back at home, get my mind off of stuff, clears my mind. Homework too, But craziest thing is you can go outside and do homework and picnic or the hammocks and stuff like that. And there's a Presque Isle, which is right on the water. I mean, it's gorgeous. You can
Wow.
go. I mean, literally, I can just sit back and just be like, wow, I can't believe I go to university here. Like, I mean, it's like beautiful. I mean, we just drove by, went a little hike. I mean, we drove by three different beaches. People are out there on the beach. I mean, you just can't complain. It's great.
Yeah. So obviously, it hit your program pretty hard. But what's your overall opinion on the transfer portal as a student athlete yourself?
You know, I ooh, I it's something, I can tell you that much. I mean, I feel like in some cases it's like an easy way out, and then other cases, I was a class of the 2020 or I was class 2022 and that hit my class so hard. I mean, compared to the other classes, that transfer portal was barely a factor, but I mean, my class was just surrounded by transfers. But I feel like it's a good and a bad thing. Um, I guess it's not that big of a thing on the Division 2 level. I feel like Division 1 it's a bigger factor, but it's definitely
Mhm.
something.
Yeah. So, walking out before your first career game, what were you like? What was going through your mind?
It was surreal. It was definitely surreal. We got the big blow up Wildcat Willie head, right, where we all run out and you get the marching band going, you get the chills. It's nowhere near as good as Frazier's, but it's just personal. But I'm
Hey,
just kidding.
well,
We have a
our
really
marching
good.
band is ridiculous though. So,
No, so when I went on my recruitment visits, I one of the things me and my dad used to always not joke about kind of was we always used to compare the college bands. I don't know why. That was one of the things we always used to be like, wow, look at this band or look at the other one.
mhm.
Northern Michigan's band was the biggest, the most organized, was everything. It was great. It was great. But no, running out of the tunnel and everything, the band going, looking back, it was a packed crowd. You get chills. You get
Mhm.
chills. It was
Yeah,
it was it was definitely surreal. So
that's awesome. What was the most memorable game, or like I guess your favorite game, just from just being on the team standpoint this season?
uh I'm probably gonna have to go with the post university game. That was definitely a game where all cylinders were clicking. The team was definitely, all going. It was good. It was a good atmosphere, but definitely post. Everybody was hype. It was great.
Hmm. And then, so what are some of your goals that you have for this upcoming next couple of years that you have?
Uh, by far, definitely, get those all conference, all GLIAC. I want those. I need those not need, but I want those accolades and accolades and everything. Definitely want to, rep Fraser pretty well and, keep stacking the days. But, definitely just get on that travel bus, get going. I'm ready. I'm hopefully pretty confident that I'm gonna be on it this year. So
Hmm. And then, what are some of the underrated challenges of playing college football?
underrated challenges. I feel like the time that gets put into it. I mean, that's definitely something. I mean, you're so used to, high school, all the free time in the world is a great time, but it's a grind, man. This is your job up here. It's your job. You just gotta go. But it's definitely time. That's the biggest one.
Hmm. How's the food up there in Marquette? How for students?
Man, if you like seafood, this is the place to be.
Yeah.
I can go to the corner, I can get two rolls of sushi for like $18. I like Thai food. There's Thai food everywhere. there's so many wing places, but there's also the fair share of the McDonald's, the Taco Bells, the Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
There's no food that's not up here. It's great.
That's awesome.
But the only bad thing is I feel like everything closes at like 8 or 9, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing you can say about it. You just got to get what you want early. So,
About to say, keeps you guys out from doing stupid stuff, right?
oh yeah.
And then my final question is, if you could change anything that, like, if you could do your first year over, what were some changes that you would have made?
If I could do it over, I would make sure I would not be as hard on myself as I was. I went in there. I remember that first, we got the thing and I was like, oh, I got scout teamed with all the other freshmen. It wasn't like just a me thing. Oh, getting a phone call. Sorry. Oh, oh, sorry. But
You're good.
no,
You're good.
no, so definitely just not be as hard on myself. I was very, very hard on myself. I was mentally down in the beginning. But you gotta go with the punches, man. You just gotta keep stacking. You gotta understand, like, everybody starts somewhere, everybody has their own story. You don't
Mm-hmm.
gotta you're not gonna come out of the gate being the next Jason Kelsey, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
Andrew Worth, you know what I mean? But just
Mm-hmm.
go in with the chip on your shoulder, just keep stacking, keep going, be confident in yourself. And and in the end, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah. All right, Anthony, that's all I got for you today. If
I
there's anything
appreciate
else you want to say, go ahead. But
Hey, nothing, man. Just go Cats, baby. Go Cats.
all right. Thanks, man, for doing this. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank Anthony for coming on to today's show. It was a super fun interview in a different format than I usually do, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like and a comment. And as always, my name is Calvin Custance, and this is The Blueprint.